Or guests of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of the management or staff of Intercom Memphis.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it all. Outdoors with Larry Rea. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Rea. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Rea.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Rea on Sports 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports. Now, here's your host, Larry Rea.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Rea on Sports 790, talking outdoors for the next 90 minutes on this Saturday, April the 19th. And this is the third Saturday of the month, and normally Frank Barton from Barton Power Sports would be in here with us, but Frank is not here today, but we will get Frank on later in the show. Got a lot of things going on over at the Barton Power Sports in West Memphis and Jonesboro. And this is the time of the year that a lot of the seasons overlap. We know the Grizzlies are still playing, but we also know that baseball has started. And so we've got a young man on with us this morning. Hope you didn't mind me calling him a young man. Compared to me, he is. But we're going to talk a little baseball. We're going to talk a little bit about outdoors and things along that line with Michael Alvarado from our own Bass Pro Shops in Memphis. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, sir.
Pull that microphone up there, man. Get into it. Bite on it. There you go. All right. Michael is, of course, the good folks at Bass Pro Shops, David and Michael and everybody out there, Erica, all of them out there have been a supporter of Outdoors with Larry Rea for a long, long time with David Hagel and Michael here. And so we're going to talk with Michael not only about what's going on at Bass Pro Shops today, but also a little bit about baseball because Michael has a connection with baseball. And I'll let him tell us now, Michael, because I know in your position at Bass Pro Shops, you call it your dream job. You're getting able to do some things like that. But you also had a life before this that maybe you were hoping for the being right now you could be calling the games at Three River Stadiums or someplace like that. You wanted to be an umpire. You were an umpire.
Absolutely. I was very fortunate and blessed to have a career in professional umpiring. I started in 1992 and got to do it for almost 11 years and worked my way up from the going to the Academy of Jim Evans umpiring school and accepted a job in 1992 and worked my way up from the minor leagues and all the way up to AAA and had a few games in the big leagues and like we like to say, kind of had a cup of coffee up there and that was about it.
Yeah, but growing up, did you want to be an umpire? You grew up in Washington, state of Washington.
Grew up in the great state of Washington, the great Northwest, and played sports, played baseball, enjoyed every day, every weekend playing baseball with my dad. It was my coach, and we always watched the Seattle Mariners, which I loved dearly, and were able to do those great things, and just always admired the umpires.
You admired the umpires?
I did, because Dad was always yelling at them. So I was.
Your dad was always yelling at him. He was the coach, yeah. So you got yourself ready for it then.
Yeah, so I was there, and then I played catcher and third base, and so I got kind of a relationship with him. And right at the age of 18 and going to college, I said, I want to do this and see how it works out. And so I signed up because you have to be 18, and I started working some Little League games and then some softball games, and then I just kind of took off, escalated. I ended up doing men's slow pitch. I did 5 World Series for men's slow pitch. I traveled the entire United States.
Did you really? Yeah.
Doing USSSA softball. And at the young age of 21, after 3 years of doing it, they all said you might want to look at trying to be a major league umpire. So I researched it, and away I went, and it was
went
great.
to umpire school.
Went to umpire school in Phoenix, Arizona, with Jim Evans
Yes.
Academy, and there was 500 of us that tried out that year in 1992, and they only selected 15 of us, and I was
500, and you were one of the 15.
And I was one of the 15, so it was a great honor, and then the traveling began.
You started out in A-ball.
In A-ball, in the Great Northwest League. And then I ended up in the Midwest League for a couple years. And then I went to the California League for a couple years. And then I did the Southern League for a few years. And then the Pacific Coast League. And actually was here in Memphis when we opened up the Redbird Stadium.
Really? Yeah. AutoZone Park?
AutoZone Park.
Yep.
I was here one of the umpires that day.
The opening series?
Yes, sir.
You were there?
Yes, sir.
What did you umpire? You remember? First base, second base?
No, I think I had third base or second base.
Okay, but you were here when AutoZone. Not ever knowing that you would be back here.
No.
Working for Bass Pro.
Not at all.
This many years later.
And then in 1997, if you remember, we had the Memphis Chicks here.
Yes.
So that was my first adventure in Memphis.
Okay.
In 97. So I kind of fell in love with the city. I just kind of said, I got to travel all over the United States, and I kind of just, Memphis grew on me. And then I ended up meeting my wife out here, and I just haven't left.
So you met your wife here? Is she from here?
Yes, sir.
She is from here?
She's from Memphis, yes.
Yeah. So the round circle about, and then to Bass Pro. So 11 years as an umpire?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Okay.
And it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed every minute of it.
No. Now, you just said you enjoyed every minute of 11 years as an umpire.
I did.
There had to be some times that you didn't enjoy. Now, come on now.
Some of the traveling was the only thing, the up at 4 a.m. to catch a flight at 6 a.m.
Yes.
That was the big thing, was the traveling. Every 4 days, you were in a different city, different hotel, and traveling. And a little bit different than the baseball players, where they can have a 10 to 15 game.
You were moving.
Homestand. We didn't have a home. I lived out of a suitcase for 11 years.
For 11 years. Now, I've got to ask you, of course, we know Andy Fletcher is from Memphis.
I know Andy very
Andy's,
well.
I knew Andy when he was a little kid. I know his daddy, Reimner, always wanted to be an umpire, and look where he is now.
Absolutely, and a great umpire.
In the big leagues and things like that. So I've got to ask, and we're talking to Michael Alvarado from Bass Pro Shops here in Memphis, and when you think, what's he talking about baseball? We're going to talk a little bit more about Bass Pro, but we're going to talk baseball in this first segment of Outdoors with Larry Rea, because really, Michael, you as an umpire, things have changed. We have instant replay now. We have replay. We have no collision at the home plate. Give me your thoughts on what do you think about replay, and what do you think about the new catcher rule where you can't run over the catcher?
Well, the first one I'll take is the catcher. I think that needed to be. There's no sense in putting someone life in jeopardy in their career to hit them. I mean, you still have the gentleman there from San Francisco, their catcher.
Buster Posey.
Posey, that still hasn't come back since after taking that shot. And it just it wasn't needed. That's not what the fans come out to see, is to see someone get taken out at the plate. They want to see the slide and the tag, and then hopefully the umpire gets it right for their eyes.
Okay, and
we're always right, just to clarify that.
Okay, yeah, you're always right, just to clarify that. Remember, this is Michael Alvarado telling this down. All right, if you're always right, why don't we have replay then?
That's the next one. That's why I took the first one.
Okay.
Exactly, and that's tough. I mean, it's. I talk to a lot of guys, right now. We've been talking about that and asking them, and how is it? And the ultimate goal for us as officials and umpires and referees, we want to try to be. We're not out there to get anybody or make the wrong call. We're doing the best we can. It is a judgment call. I don't think, in my opinion, I think the replay should have been saved for the playoffs and World Series. I think it's a bigger platform than right now, where you're Toronto and or the Florida Marlins.
Okay, yeah.
Something like that, when they got 6,000 people in the fans and we just took a 3.5-hour baseball game into a 5-hour baseball game. I think we're going to lose the fans. I enjoy watching baseball on TV, but these last few weeks, I got to watch the Seattle Mariners.
Yeah.
So the last few weeks, you're watching them, and then they got to call timeout, go review it, and now you're adding too much time to the game.
So I agree on that baseball, of course, I'm one of those sticklers who looks and sees how long a game takes. And in the NBA, most NBA games are 2 hours and 9 minutes is the average. I've been noticing lately that most of them are 2 hours and 45 minutes, 2 hours and 39 minutes. And so there's a lot of fouls and things going on like that. Baseball is a game of strategy. And in the old days, a 2-hour game was unheard. That was it was over. But now with all the changes and the managers making pitching changes and things like this has added something to it. But talking to Michael Alvarado, Bass Pro Shops here, works with great folks over there. Moved to Memphis in 2002, met his wife, started to work for Lowe's, I understand, and then now he's in his dream job, as he says it.
Absolutely. Enjoy the great outdoors.
And that's what you do at Bass Pro Shops.
Absolutely. We get to experience it and share it with everyone. I mean, I'm selling the great outdoors every day, and you can't beat it.
And you're not throwing anybody out of the store.
Absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely not. I'm welcoming them into the store.
Yeah, well,
and I'm not getting yelled at. That's the big or dirt thrown on me.
You never got yelled at, did you?
Oh, of course not.
Did you have a trick? Did you have a quick trigger, Michael? Or were you a laid back ump? What ticked you off?
Just you couldn't use the word you.
Okay.
You could yell at me, and they would always come out and want to have a conversation. As long as they
conversation. That's what you would call it.
That's what I'd call it. They would, as long as they were respectful, and of course sometimes, a lot of times, when the managers get ejected, they're just doing it to hopefully shake things up, get the team fired up, and get excited.
Yeah.
And sometimes it worked. We saw when they were ejected and they were down 4-0, and next you know they're winning 8-4.
Yeah, so it's like any sport, basketball, anything like that. The technical inspires the crowd and does these kind of things. So, we're going to talk to Michael Alvarado throughout today's show. Michael's going to sit around with us, and he's going to learn what's all about with Outdoors with Larry Rea. And Ben Hogan keeps us straight and keeps us going and everything like that. So, thank you first of all, Michael, for being with us. Got a busy show today. We're going to stretch it all the way. We're going to talk about ticks, and that's something I like to talk about. Talk about equipment. We're going to talk about a big event that's going on today out at Shelby Farms for you kids and things along that. We're going to talk about what's going on at Bass Pro Shops and big events coming up there. And also we're going to talk about one of my favorite places. If you have not been to the Discovery Park of America in Union City, shame on you. They just did over their 100,000th visitor. It opened last November. They expected to be about, maybe 150,000 the first year. In 5 months, they've already had 100,000 people. And guess where that 100,000th person who visited the park came from? Germantown, Tennessee. That's right. So we're going to talk some about that. On Outdoors with Larry Rea, let's take our first break of the morning, Ben, and we'll be right back on Sports 790.
Way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Rea. What kind of legacy will we leave when our days upon this earth are gone? Some of my fondest memories growing up were the times my dad took me hunting or fishing. Spending time with him outdoors was magic. I'm Don King for your Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, inviting you to enjoy a Tennessee outdoor adventure. Share the experience with someone you love. Whether your passion is hunting, fishing, boating, or wildlife viewing, our state has it all. Visit our website at tnwildlife.org or download our new app for your smartphone or tablet by searching TWRA on the go, and let the legacy of your outdoor adventure begin. Our legacy.
Summer is coming, and that means it's time to prepare for a summer of fishing, hiking, camping, and playing in the outdoors. If you're looking for a great way to get the family together outside, the free Fly Fishing 101 class from Orvis in the Laurelwood Shopping Center is the perfect place to start. From rod rigging to casting instruction, we're ready to help you prepare for your best season ever. And with a store full of the best rods, tackle, and clothing on the market, you're sure to find new gear for a summer of sport. Orvis is located in the Laurelwood Shopping Center at 4556 Poplar Avenue in Memphis. Please visit the website at www.orvis.com for more information on our store, driving directions, and for information on Fly Fishing 101 classes. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., Sunday noon to 6. Call 901-767-3592 for more information. That's 901-767-3592 or visit orvis.com.
Now back to Outdoors with Larry Rea, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Rea on Sports 790. Ben Hogan, our show producer, and sitting in with me this morning is Michael Alvarado from the Memphis Bass Pro Shops, and we'll be talking to Michael throughout the show. I hope you had a chance to listen to our first segment as Michael talked about his career as a professional baseball umpire, and we're going to talk a little bit more about him because he also did some time as a basketball referee too, and we may compare some of those. But as I mentioned, there is a new kid in town, if you want to call it that, not very far from Memphis, and I had the privilege as a member of the Tennessee Outdoor Writers Association here last year to get a preview of the Discovery Park of America right there in Union City, Tennessee, and we got to tour the facility before it opened on November the 1st. And if you have not been to the Discovery Park of America, shame on you, I tell you, because it is worth seeing. In fact, this is what we're going to talk about this morning because recently the 100,000th guest came to the Discovery Park of America. Can you imagine that? The 100,000 guest, and that guest happened to be part of the Tucker family who lives right here in Germantown, Tennessee. So we're going to talk right now about the Discovery Park of America. We're going to talk to the marketing director, Nita Bondurant. Good morning, Nita.
Good morning. How are you?
We are doing great. And for our folks out there, tell us a little bit about the Discovery Park of America, because I know you folks really, you look at this and think 100,000 in 5 months.
Isn't that amazing, especially considering that we're located in rural northwest Tennessee?
Yes, yes.
So we're thrilled. Discovery Park was built by Robert Kirkland. He's our founder, and he's our funder. He spent over $100 million of his own money, and wow. There is really I don't think there's any place like it in the nation. It is unique, it's unusual, and it's a lot of fun. People are really having a good time here.
So what when you go, tell our listeners on Outdoors with Larry Rea, and we're talking to Nita Bondurant. She's the marketing director of Discovery Park of America in Union City. When you go to the park, what to expect?
Okay, well, we open at 10, and we stay open until 5 o'clock every day except Monday. So we're open Tuesday through Sunday from 10 till 5, and most folks like to get here at 10 o'clock and stay all day because there's so much to do. We have Discovery Center. It's a 100,000 square foot building, and first and foremost, the architectural design of Discovery Center is worth coming to Union City to see
yes.
in and of itself. And then inside Discovery Center, we have 10 galleries. Natural history has dinosaurs and regional history with a 22,000-gallon aquarium. We have an earthquake simulator, Starship Theater. We have children's galleries and a giant human slide and a military gallery that surpasses any that I have ever seen. And that's just inside. Outside, we have 50 acres. We have a real working grist mill on Mill Ridge. We have a bread barn with 27 antique tractors, a log cabin settlement, antique train display, and then Freedom Square with Liberty Hall, a full-size Liberty Bell, and gardens and water features, and so it's amazing.
It is amazing, and it's it's just in the middle. I don't want to say it's in the middle of nowhere. I mean,
Well,
I mean,
that doesn't sound nice, but it actually we are out here in rural Northwest Tennessee. We're close to Reelfoot Lake.
But what I'm talking about, you're right there on I-69.
We will be when it's finished.
When it's finished, that's the location is right there on I-69. And when you drive up and you see it coming out of Union City, it's breathtaking. And I know visitors are coming from all over, I'm assuming.
They are. We ran a zip code report, and we've had visitors from, if not every state, practically every state. And then we've also had some foreign visitors. So people are coming from near and far.
And Mary Nita, I know that this is also, would you classify this as a kind of a mini Smithsonian?
Well, we have had people that have written about us call us a mini Smithsonian, and I can kind of see where that is an accurate description. Our mission really is education, but Mr. Kirkland's philosophy is that education should not be boring, it should be fun. So we're very interactive, very hands-on, and we don't even refer to ourselves as a museum, although we have a lot of artifacts and a lot of history.
That's why you call it Discovery Park of America, because
right.
When you go there, you're going to discover a lot of things. And Mr. Kirkland, tell our listeners a little bit about who he is and why this development ever was presented.
Well, Mr. Kirkland Robert Kirkland was born and raised in Obion County in Union City, and he was the founder of CBK, and he and his brother opened the Kirkland retail stores. And so he was just very fortunate in his career. He made lots of money, and he wanted to give back. And when he decided he thought about this for years before he actually did it.
Yeah.
He decided to build Discovery Park of America, and he said, I decided to put it in my own backyard. He thinks there are a lot of children and young people and adults in this area that don't get to travel all over the world and see things, and he wanted them to have the opportunity to see things and experience things that they might not otherwise get to do.
And this is, as you said it, this is not, you're not going up there and find all sorts of Ferris wheels and roller coasters and things. This is an educational facility where you can have fun, right?
That's right. This is not an amusement park. It is an educational facility, but it has a lot of fun things attached to the educational value. I mean, like the earthquake simulator, to me it's a lot of fun, and yet when you leave there, you've learned all about the history of Reelfoot Lake and how it was formed by an earthquake.
Did you get the airplane? It's all in there, right?
The airplane, we have a PT-17 airplane hanging from the ceiling in the military gallery. We have a full-size helicopter like they used in Vietnam, and children and even small adults can get in and out of that helicopter and really experience it.
It is amazing. And I know before we let you go that the Tucker family were in line, and this is the Brian, Destin, Logan, and Grayson Tucker were all in line. And when you made the announcement, the 100th visitor, they got all this goodie package and everything along that line. But when you think of 100,000, now you folks are looking maybe 250,000 in the first year?
Well, it looks that way because we have so many plans for this summer. We have a summer concert series with big names like Charlie Daniels and Travis Tritt and the Survivor, and we've got events all through the month of May. And now that it's getting pretty, like we had 9 people call to book bus trips yesterday, so people are really wanting to get out and see Discovery Park. And I have no doubt that we'll hit 250,000 this year.
Wow! So this is their grand opening month-long series of events for May. They're going to have a summer concert series, a fried food festival. Hear that, Michael? A fried food festival.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's go to that. I mean, that's my kind of stuff right there.
We thought it sounded fun, but it doesn't sound too healthy, does it?
We're not talking healthy this early in the morning. No, a 4th of July fireworks display, a pumpkin festival, all sorts of things going on. So, Mary Nita, I know you and CEO Jim Rippey. Tell us how they get more information. How do they book to come up there? I know school groups, this is a great event for them. Tell them how they get in touch with you guys.
Right. Well, all of the information is out there on our website. It's www.discoveryparkofamerica.com. Schools can click on education, and they can find everything they need to know about field trips, including the form that they send out to book one. And other groups can click on group, or if you just want to come for a visit, you click on visit, and it tells you all about ticket prices, our cafe, our menu, and our calendar of events are all out there on our website.
It's a wonderful place to go. That's the Discovery Park of America right there in Union City, Tennessee. Mary Nita Bondurant, thank you for being on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and
Well,
we look forward to talking to you and coming up and see you when it ever gets warm, okay?
All right, come when you can.
All right, thank you, girl. Appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You
All
too.
right. All right, Mary Nita Bondurant, Discovery Park of America. Now, Ben, you need to go to Discovery Park of America. When you get married, take your wife on up there, go to Reelfoot, do all these things. It's right there in Union City. You've been to Reelfoot, Michael?
Oh, I've already texted my wife. We're already making plans.
It is. I'm telling you,
I'm sold.
It's an
I'm ready.
amazing event. Just go to discoveryparkofamerica.com. The Kirkland stores, just born up there, and he put all this money, and he's got this foundation and everything like that. So it's a pretty remarkable place to go to. So, hey, let's take another break, Ben. All right, how about it? Because I want to come back and see if we can. I hope we can hook up with Dr. Tom Mather, because I want to spend a little bit of time with him. Talking about ticks. This is the tick guy. We've had the crow guy on once. Now we're going to have the tick guy on Outdoors with Larry Ray on Sports 790.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Power. Let that word sink in for a minute. You crave power. You need power. And at Barton Power Sports, we put all that power right in your hands. Barton Power Sports of Arkansas combines the power of 7 brands from 2 locations into one single company, whose sole mission is to make sure you have the ultimate power sports experience. Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki, Victory, and Argo. Each line standing on its own, but backed by the Barton Power Sports commitment to excellent service before, during, and after the sale. Barton Power Sports is open 6 days a week to accommodate your schedule. No hidden dog fees. What you see is what you get. Your deal, done your way. Now that's power. Barton Power Sports, with locations in Jonesboro and West Memphis. Go to bartonpowersports.com. The power of play.
For years, you've heard me talking about my love affair with Gaston's White River Resort near Lakeview, Arkansas. Hello, I'm Larry Ray, and in my opinion, there's no better time to visit Gaston's than in the spring. Gaston's in the spring is all about beauty. Spring offers some of the White River's best fishing opportunities to catch lunker rainbows or pole-bending browns. There's beauty in the air when a rainbow or brown takes flight with hook and mouth. Gaston's offers more than 2 miles of river frontage. The beautiful scenery along the White River is a photographer's and nature lover's dream come true. But there's more. At Gaston's, enjoying the great outdoors does not mean roughing it. Its beautiful cottages are first class, comfortable, and spotlessly clean. Some even have large redwood decks. And of course, there's the beauty of the resort's restaurant, famous not only for its food, but its location perched over the White River. As resort owner Jim Gaston likes to say, at Gaston's, it costs no more to go first class. To take my advice, make a memory, go to Gastons.com or call them at 870-431-5202. Tell them Larry Ray sent you.
Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on Sports 790. We're rolling on our 13th year on the air every Saturday morning, 90 minutes talking outdoors in Memphis, Tennessee. Michael Alvarado sitting in with us this morning from Bass Pro Shops. Been talking to Michael about not only what's going on at Bass Pro Shops here in Memphis, and we'll talk more with him about that, but about also his career as a professional baseball umpire. And we really appreciate Mary Nita Bondurant from the Discovery Park of America in Union City, Tennessee, talking about their 100,000th guest they've already had in 5 months at this new wonderful facility. We're going to talk educational right now to you folks out there. I know a lot of us are in the woods at this time in the Mid-South, particularly turkey hunting. Even if you're fishing around the banks of a pond or anything like that, we know that we have ticks in here, right, Michael?
That's right. Absolutely.
I know you have a whole department over there at Bass Pro Shops with repellents and all these different kind of things that you can get. And, of course, our good friends at Insect Shield, Janine Robertson and those people like that at Insect Shield out of Seattle, Washington, have been longtime supporters of Outdoors with Larry Ray. We're going to talk ticks with the tick guy. I mean, he doesn't mind being called that, and that's Dr. Tom Mather. He's a professor and director of the University of Rhode Island Center for Vector-Borne Disease in Kingston, Rhode Island. Good morning, Tom. How you doing?
Good morning, Larry. I'm just doing fine.
Thank you for being with us, and let's talk ticks because, Tom, I just picked one off of me opening day of the season here in Tennessee on the last Saturday in March. Got very concerned about it. Went to the doctor on the following Monday. Got my antibiotics, got my cream and everything else because we're all concerned. And I don't know why, and don't tell Janine and anything like that, but I just didn't think. And it's one of those things, don't go to the woods without thinking. I should have been prepared, but I didn't. And it's a long story. But, Tom, you guys have been researching on this and everything, and I know I've got friends that have had Lyme disease. I've had friends with Rocky Mountain spotted fever, things along this line. Everybody is thinking that we've had this real brutal winter. I know you guys have, but even down here. I mean, we were 34 degrees here 3 days ago. And everybody said, well, I guess it killed all the ticks off. Not so, right, Tom?
That's right, Larry. These ticks have sort of gone through ice ages before. They've figured out how they can survive. They have different mechanisms, but the long and the short of it is that they really don't freeze out in nature. If they're under the snow, most people would be surprised, even though maybe like we had temperatures below zero here, but under the snow it's probably, for a tick, a balmy 28 degrees or something like that. So it's nothing that they haven't seen before, nor anything that they can't withstand.
And so you think, and I know I watched the YouTube video of you guys out in the snow digging in and pulling the ticks out, and you think, well, they're dead and everything. To put them in your hand, those little critters, it didn't take long. They're ready to roll.
They are, and in fact, we went out the day right after a snowstorm. It was a little bit chilly with a photographer from a local newspaper on a winter tick hunt. You know, we had 8 or 9 inches of snow, but didn't see any that day. But by the maybe 3 days later, it had progressively warmed up into the 40s, and even with still 5 and 6 inches of snow on the ground, the ticks were up on the shrubbery about a couple feet high, waiting to get on a deer or something, and they were there.
They were there, weren't they? Yeah. And I know, and we're talking to Dr. Tom Mather. He's a professor and director of the University of Rhode Island Center for Vector-Borne Disease in Kingston, Rhode Island. And you can go to www.tickencounter.org and learn a lot of information about this, Tom. And I guess, and I have to ask, we've been doing this 13 years, I don't guess Tom Mather ever thought he would be known as the tick guy growing up, right?
In fact, I actually didn't really care for bugs very much when I was growing up. But back in the day, everybody had ticks. I grew up in New Jersey, and we had American dog ticks. They would crawl up on the top of your head, and you generally run to your mom because she was the one with the pointy fingernails that could pull it out. And,
You're right. Yeah.
And then you'd all look at it, and every family had their way of dispatching it. Our family, maybe we're just Republicans, we flushed it down the toilet. But the thing that we try to work with people these days is that back in the day, American dog ticks were really the tick that we thought we had a problem with. In some places, they caused Rocky Mountain spotted fever. In New Jersey, we rarely had disease, and so those ticks were more of an annoyance. These days, the ticks that are out there, we still have American dog ticks, but we have an increasing number of 2 other types of nasty human-biting ticks, black-legged ticks, some people call them deer ticks, and Lonestar ticks. And both of these ticks are spreading their distributions. Deer ticks are moving south. The Lonestar ticks are moving north. Wow. And both of them do make people sick, very sick. They have different diseases. Deer ticks transmit the agent causing Lyme disease, and Lonestar ticks transmit the agent causing human ehrlichiosis. And these are really worrisome. And at least in the case of deer ticks, those ticks are different than American dog ticks, and so everything that your mom taught you about ticks doesn't really hold true, So, yes, the American dog ticks climbed up and got on the top of your head. Deer ticks rarely get that high. In fact, you have to look below your belt usually to find them. And so, when was the last time any of your listeners stood in front of a mirror and looked, leaned over and looked between their legs to see what was back there?
Yeah, I know it. And that's exactly, and one of the things that I was really amazed at, Tom, is that, of course, the Center of Disease Control does a lot of studies. And listen to this, folks, Lyme disease. Instead of 30,000 cases a year previously reported, the CDC has now issued a statement that the numbers are more in the range of 300,000 cases a year. 96% of these causes were reported from 13 states. And that just is, and Lyme disease is roughly 10 times higher than the yearly reported number.
Yep.
So those kind of figures, people don't realize the danger that lurks out there unless they are protected, right, Tom?
Well, and so that's the issue, because with American dog ticks, everyone can kind of picture a relatively large-looking tick. Mm-hmm. With the springtime and summertime nymphal stage deer tick, that most people can't even see it. It's the size of a poppy seed. And so that's why protecting yourself with permethrin-treated clothes, like from Insect Shield,
yes,
are so important, because if you can't see the pest, at the very least, protect yourself from it climbing on board and biting, because you're not, you can't see it, so you better protect yourself anyway. It's there. That's one of the interesting things. When the adult stage deer ticks are out, people can see them, and they say, "Oh, the ticks are terrible." Well, those adult ticks came from nymphs, and nymphs are the ones that people can't see. So if you see adult stage deer ticks, you have to just have faith almost that the nymphs are there, because the adults just didn't fly in from someplace else.
And you guys spend a lot of time, and I know you've been able to be funded with monies to help on the studies up here, because this is an ongoing a battle. Do you see as you said, certain ticks are moving south, certain ticks are moving north? What do you look for this year? What's the tick situation going to be?
Yeah, so right now where we are in the season, it's spring has come, and the adult stage deer ticks, that they normally start their season in the fall, mm-hmm. which also surprises people, because most people think in the fall the ticks are gone because the frost killed them or something. These ticks don't die. They kind of hang out. If it's too cold for them to move in the winter, they just hang out, and then when it gets warm again, they come out again. And so that's what we're seeing right now. In your neck of the woods, we're seeing Lonestar ticks, reemerging from their winter rests, and American dog ticks as well. And it looks like a pretty big year now.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. And I know in this area, we, of course, as I said, we're in the middle of our spring turkey season. We have a spring squirrel season. We have a lot of kids out on spring breaks and things like that. You really got to, folks, you got to really protect yourself. You got to be able to, and I know, Michael, at your store, you have lots of things at Bass Pro Shops in Memphis here that people can come and purchase and be able to take care of themselves.
Absolutely, yes, we do.
Yeah, so that's what we're all talking about. Dr. Tom Mather here. And, Tom, before I let you go, I've got to ask you a little bit about there are products now on the market that are out there, just like Insect Shield and things along them. They serve a purpose, don't they?
You bet, and it makes tick bite protection as easy as getting dressed in the morning. If you have tick repellent clothes, you should be wearing those tick repellent clothes. A lot of times, people say, "Oh, yeah, I have those socks and those pants that are treated," And then I'm surprised when they have a tick bite. And they said, oh, I wasn't wearing them. And I'm like, really? Well, why is that? Because, well, they're special. I was saving them when I go camping or hiking on the Appalachian Trail or something. And I'm like, really? Because you take your dog for a walk 2-3 times a day, and that's when you're at risk.
Well, I know, Tom, I've got to admit, and I'm going to say this on the air, that opening day of the turkey season, I got in a ground blind that was put up, enclosed ground blind. I wasn't going to worry about it. I walked in the field, got in the ground blind, and all of a sudden, as it started getting light, things started buzzing by my head, and I realized my ground blind had red wasp in it. So I came out of the ground blind, went across the field, took my chair, and sat down and on the edge of the woods, and I got a tick, and I was not prepared. And so, folks, you can be the world's greatest outdoorsman, or you can be like me. You can't take any chances like that. Tom, thank you so much for taking time on this Saturday morning to be on Outdoors with Larry Rea. And they can find more information at www.tickencounter.org, right, Tom?
You betcha. We would love to have them there. And if they have a tick, we have a nationwide crowdsourced tick survey that they can fill out and help us keep track of ticks across America. So have them look for our Tick Spotters program and send in their tick encounter so that we can record it in the database. We create maps, try and keep track of what those ticks are doing.
Well, that's amazing like that. Well, again, Tom, thank you for being on Outdoors with Larry Rea. We'll stay in touch, okay?
Thank you so much.
Have a great day, all right?
Yeah, bye.
Thank you. Dr. Tom Mather, all right? Hope you learned about some ticks today. Go to lroutdoors.com. We're going to have that video posted with Tom out there in the snow and those ticks coming alive after they've been in snow and everything like that. So let's take a break. Come right back. Outdoors with Larry Rea on Sports 790.
Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Rea.
Summer is coming, and that means it's time to prepare for a summer of fishing, hiking, camping, and playing in the outdoors. If you're looking for a great way to get the family together outside, the free Fly Fishing 101 class from Orvis in the Laurelwood Shopping Center is the perfect place to start. From rod rigging to casting instruction, we're ready to help you prepare for your best season ever. And with a store full of the best rods, tackle, and clothing on the market, you're sure to find new gear for a summer of sport. Orvis is located in the Laurelwood Shopping Center at 4556 Poplar Avenue in Memphis. Please visit the website at www.orvis.com for more information on our store, driving directions, and for information on Fly Fishing 101 classes. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., Sunday noon to 6. Call 901-767-3592 for more information. That's 901-767-3592. Or visit orvis.com.
Now back to Outdoors with Larry Rea, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Rea on Sports 790, talking outdoors every Saturday morning for 90 minutes, breezing along. I hope you folks had a chance to listen to Dr. Tom Mather, professor and director of the University of Rhode Island Center for Vector-Borne Disease in Kingston, Rhode Island, our previous guest, the tick guy, talking about ticks, and we're really educational in Outdoors with Larry Rea. We want to take care of you not only with your health, but also with protect you from bodily harm. And a new product is coming out. We hope to have it. Michael Alvarado from Bass Pro Shops in Memphis. You guys hope to have it in your store by June the 1st. I'm sure that you guys love to see women come in and buy things, don't you, Michael?
Absolutely, and that continues to grow. That market
continues to grow, and our good friends from Hunter Safety Systems out of Danville, Alabama, have a new product coming out. And I'm all about new products on Outdoors with Larry Rea. It's the new Ladies Contour. It's been designed to look more like a fashionable garment than a harness. Can you believe that, Michael? Fashionable.
I can.
Yes, you can. And we got Jay Everett. He's the marketing director for Hunter Safety Systems. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning, gentlemen.
How you doing, buddy?
Doing very good, very good.
All right. We was hoping to get Michael on, but Michael couldn't make it this morning because his family is been in this since forever, right? I mean, since...
It's Michael's dad, Jerry Wydner, and John Wydner, Michael's Jerry's brother.
Yeah.
Their childhood best friend Jim Barta founded the company in 2000, and it's a family company. And gosh, most everybody that works here is either family or dang near close to it.
That's for sure. And I know Uncle John's the one that fell. He took a tree stand fall, if I remember. And
that's what started it all.
That's what started it all, and Hunter Safety System was born, so to speak. And I know that Michael and I have talked many times about this, but let's talk a little bit about the Contour, because we're always looking out for things for not only youth, but as Michael Alvarado said from Bass Pro Shops, one of the fastest growing markets out there is for ladies and females. So, Jay, tell us a little bit about this new Contour, because it features a lot of things that not only are cool looking, so to speak, but it still has the same safety factor.
Absolutely. Let me kind of back up a little bit. What we, Hunter Safety System's primary mission is to keep hunters safe, and hunters are not all guys. I mean, we got kids out there hunting.
That's right.
We got dads out there hunting, as well as moms and little sisters hunting, and so we, when it comes to safety, tree stand safety, we want to cover the gamut. We want to provide a full line of products, so that whether it's a child or lady or man, no matter the size or age or whatever, we've got a product that they can utilize.
Right.
The ladies, we came out with Pro Series a few years back, and we did a ladies version of the Pro Series that we made some modifications to the Pro Series to accommodate ladies, called it the Lady Pro, and it was a big hit, a really big hit for us. And this year with the Contour, what we decided is go a little bit further with that, and with the Contour, if as the name implies, Contour, it's designed to fit the shape of a woman's body. It's designed to have a snug fit, but we've got these right fit stretch panels. The black fabric, as you're looking at the unit, the black fabric on there is almost like yoga pants meet safety harness.
Yeah,
that's a stretchable. It's a stretchable polyester, breathable fabric. So regardless of a woman's actual build, if she's 5'9", 110 pounds, or if she's 5'4", 170 pounds, regardless of a woman's build, the Contour is going to fit her nicely and not restrict her movement while she's in the tree stand, and it's going to look very nice. And it's got the Tiffany blue lining on the thing, which we wanted to kind of, as a matter of fact, Tiffany, Lee and Tiffany Lukoski of the Crush television show, was one that actually kind of gave us some guidance on building this unit,
really?
And suggested that we use that we get away from the pink, just because the pink seems to be kind of overdone, and we wanted to come out with something different, and so that's the unit we came out with. It is a nice looking unit. This one, I would say it's arguably the nicest looking unit that we've ever put out.
It is. I've seen it, and it comes in two sizes. And I don't know, Michael, when Bass Pro Shops gets these in store, they come in small, medium, 100 to 175 pounds. Then they come in medium, large, Jay, from 175 to 250. Now,
right, there's a broad range.
There is. That was no pun intended. But I mean, that's that's two big sizes, right? Two sizes right there. But the thing about it, $140 suggested retail price on this thing, but how can you put a price on saving someone's life and
Absolutely.
And be comfortable? And I look about, and I know that you guys, when the family started this thing, they were all about hunter safety is what we want here, but at the same time, we've got to be now in today's world, you got to be able to market it. It's got to be cool looking, and this is cool looking.
It's cool looking, and it's also functional. It's got 6 pockets on it. The
2 hand warmers. You got a place to put some hand warmer pockets.
So it's not only looks good, it's got the Hunter Safety System patented system. The chassis on any Hunter Safety System remains the same, whether it's the little tree stalker for the youth, the Patriot for the guys, or the Elite or the Flex. The chassis, if you will, the actual Hunter Safety System in every garment, that doesn't change. That flows through. Everything else is kind of cosmetic or window treatment. But this unit, it looks nice. It's very functional. Guys don't have to. When I say guys, I'm using that in a broad sense.
Yes.
Girls, nobody has to wear safety harnesses in a tree stand. So what we want to do, and it's important to us, anybody that's going to hunt from an elevated position, to have a safety harness on, even if it's not ours.
Yes.
Have a safety harness on that's functional, that's going to work. One of the reasons that we put so much effort into making them look good as well as being functional is to make a product that a hunter is going to want to wear, because sometimes guys,
I just won't. I don't understand people why they will not wear a harness when they're that high up, and I've got friends that say, "Wow, I wished I'd had my harness on," or whatever.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, if people had it, I guess it takes a personal experience for somebody to get really passionate about it. I was had to go to a meeting in Wisconsin week before last, and this just. Every story kind of hits you, but this is kind of an emotional throat punch to me.
Uh-huh.
I was out to dinner with a bunch of guys. I was at the Wisconsin Deer and Turkey Expo, meeting with those folks up there, and went to dinner afterwards. And one of the guys at the table, his best friend and hunting buddy this year, he and his dad went out hunting, and he wasn't hearing from his dad. He thought that maybe there wasn't a good cell signal or whatever. So he finished out his hunt. Still didn't hear from his dad. He knew where his dad was at, so he walked down to the stand where his dad was hunting, and his dad was dead at the bottom of the base of the tree.
Oh man!
And that just ate me up. I mean, you hear of it usually the other way around.
It is.
But I thought how devastating that is to that kid.
Yes.
And the other thing, the way I look at it, almost kind of angers me a little bit, because I'm thinking that's the most selfish act that you can do, is to go hunting in an elevated tree stand and not wear a safety harness just because you feel like it's an inconvenience, or maybe it's not macho, whatever the case may be. And it just, when you hear stories like that, it just really kind of makes you angry at people that do that and put their families through that sort of scenario.
And it's uncalled for. I know that, but I know we hear about them and things along that line, and there's just, but for you ladies out there, this is a product that will be out, as Jay said, somewhere around the 1st of June, July for sure, and I know that Bass Pro Shops will be sure and have these. Jay Everett, thank you for being on Outdoors with Larry Rea. And folks, again, Jay, tell them how they can get more information about hunter safety products.
Well, if you go, any Bass Pro Shop, you'll see our displays in there, and you can definitely talk to the specialist there about the Hunter Safety System line of products. Also, you can go to our website, which is the namesake, HunterSafetySystem.com.
You can get it. Thank you, Jay Everett, and you tell Michael and all the family hello from us up here in Memphis, Tennessee, okay?
All right, fellas, take care.
All right, have a great day. All right. Jay Everett from Hunter Safety System, and I know you guys carry a lot of safety equipment, and it just blows my mind that people, you can't put a price on your life.
Absolutely.
And
it's
then,
a good product.
And so come by, and I know that product will be out. It's called the Contour, and it's cool looking too at the same time. All right, let's take our next break of the morning on Outdoors with Larry Rea. Be right back. Ben Hogan, take us out of here.
Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Rea.
For years, you've heard me talking about my love affair with Gaston's White River Resort near Lakeview, Arkansas. Hello, I'm Larry Rea, and in my opinion, there's no better time to visit Gaston's than in the spring. Gaston's in the spring is all about beauty. Spring offers some of the White River's best fishing opportunities to catch lunker rainbows or pole-bending browns. There's beauty in the air when a rainbow or brown takes flight with hook and mouth. Gaston's offers more than 2 miles of river frontage. The beautiful scenery along the White River is a photographer's and nature lover's dream come true. But there's more. At Gaston's, enjoying the great outdoors does not mean roughing it. Its beautiful cottages are first class, comfortable, and spotlessly clean. Some even have large redwood decks. And of course, there's the beauty of the resort's restaurant, famous not only for its food, but its location perched over the White River. As resort owner Jim Gaston likes to say, at Gaston's, it costs no more to go first class. To take my advice, make a memory, go to Gastons.com or call them at 870-431-5202. Tell them Larry Rea sent you.
Part of the Memphis Sports Network, carrying St. Louis Cardinals baseball and University of Tennessee Volunteers basketball and football. This is the legendary WMC Memphis. CBS Sports Radio for the Mid-South. CBS Sports 790 AM.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it all. Outdoors with Larry Rea. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Rea. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Rea.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Rea on Sports 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports. Now, here's your host, Larry Rea.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Rea here on Sports 790. Sometimes I get kind of, I keep saying that every time, but that's what it is. We're back here to talk outdoors for 90 minutes. Part of the Intercom family radio station. Ben Hogan, our show producer. It's a real learning experience for Ben as he prepares to get married. He's learned a lot about the outdoors in his brief time here. He's had about ticks and all sorts of stuff. I know he's really enjoyed this, and we appreciate him taking care of us. Michael Alvarado from Bass Pro Shops here in Memphis sitting in with us this morning, and it's educational, right, Michael?
Very educational.
You get to
Very
learn
good.
a lot of stuff, and I know that Michael, now being at Bass Pro Shops and growing up in the Northwest, realizes that waterfowl is a 12-month subject here, Michael.
Absolutely, it sure is.
I mean, we're in the heart of waterfowl country, and so we have a new person. He's not new anymore. He's been on the job for a little while now. Here's a guy that left Florida to come to Tennessee, and we're going to ask him about that, and that's Joe Benedict. He is the new Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency Waterfowl Program Coordinator. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Larry, and folks in West Tennessee and throughout the internet world.
And you're learning, you're getting into it right now, Joe. First of all, our folks, why leave Florida to come to Tennessee? What made you this position appealing to you?
Well, that's a good question, Larry. I grew up in New England, and so I'm used to winter.
Oh, right.
And,
okay. All right.
Cold weather. I started my sort of migration south, ended up in graduate school at Auburn University.
Uh-huh.
I did waterfowl research on the Tennessee River in northeast Alabama, and so I spent 3 winters up there doing waterfowl research back in the early 90s. Came to love that area, and during my time at Auburn, met my wife, and she's from Central Alabama. Spent some time in Louisiana working, got married, moved to Florida, spent about 15 years in Florida working for their state agency, great sister agency to Tennessee Wildlife Resources here, and then just had the chance to come back and move back a little bit farther north, enjoy some more spring, fall, and winter weather as opposed to Florida. And also one of the things to get back into the Mississippi Flyway. There's a lot of great duck hunting in Florida, especially in South Florida. Shoot a wide variety of ducks, but we don't shoot very many mallards. And so to be able to come back here, have the same job, which is my dream job, being a statewide waterfowl coordinator, moving a little bit farther north and being back in the Mississippi Flyway where there's lots of mallards, it just kind of all fit together. And secondarily, maybe not quite so much secondarily, but my wife is a musician, and she had a great thing going on in Tallahassee, but for her to be able to move to the Music City and pursue her dreams as well, just seemed like a pretty great opportunity to get some kudos. So
there you go. And what kind of musician is your wife?
She kind of does it all. She likes jazz, blues. She's written some Christian/gospel music. She sang in a big band, community big band in Tallahassee. So she's got a wide variety of ability. Talent.
So this, she said when you approached her and said, "Honey, how'd you like to go to Nashville?"
Yeah, we actually came up in here recently. It was a no-brainer for us, and it was hard to leave 15 years of friends.
It sure was, yeah.
Agency folks, but we're glad to be here.
Well, we're glad to have you, Joe. We're talking to Joe Benedict, TWRA Waterfowl Program Coordinator. Of course, the TWRA is one of Outdoors of Larry Rea's sponsors. Has been with us for many, many years. And I know, Joe, this is April, and everybody says, well, the Waterfowl Coordinator, he just kind of sit around now. This is get ready time, right?
That's right. We've got our wood duck banding and our Canada goose banding in Tennessee that's cranking up here. We actually had a meeting about that earlier this week. And there's some pretty big things going on continentally, which is how we really manage ducks. The pilot biologists from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and some volunteer state biologists will start beginning to fly the breeding surveys, which are up in Canada and parts of North and South Dakota, coming up pretty soon. And they'll be looking at they'll be doing some pond counts in May, where they count the wetlands out there, look at, what are the conditions of the wetlands out there, which, as we all know, affect duck production. If there's no wetlands, you're not going to have duck production. So they'll do those surveys. They'll do the surveys in June, which are pair counts, and then brood counts, which is counts the number of ducklings that are produced. And so that'll give us, to put all that information together to give us an idea of what kind of season we'll be looking at next year. And then, of course, that'll lead us into the Flyway meetings in July, where states all up and down the U.S. and Canada will get together and talk about, where things are, where the populations are, and we'll begin to make recommendations to set our fall hunting season. So, yeah, we've got a lot of work to do between now and the fall.
And I know, Joe, going to your first Flyway meeting as the state waterfowl program coordinator for Tennessee, it's probably going to be a little exciting for you to represent all of us from Tennessee when you go to this thing.
Yeah. When I left Florida, I had been the statewide Flyway representative as well. So the Flyway system and how that works, I had familiarity with. But you're right, I met a whole new suite of folks. I've got some new colleagues, of course. I knew some friends. I've got my friend, one of my good friends is the Louisiana State waterfowl biologist, Larry Reynolds. So
yes.
Good to connect with him. But yeah, things are different here. There's different, different topics that we deal with. And so, it was a good meeting this past winter, the Mississippi Flyway meeting. So.
And I know, Joe, it didn't take you long. You've been on the job since when?
Since late January.
Late January. Did it take you very long to realize how important waterfowl is to us over in West Tennessee?
Oh, no. Studying for my interview and reading up on the state, it was pretty clear where the emphasis of waterfowl is. There's waterfowl, of course, throughout the state, but that western part, of course, is the bread and butter for waterfowl folks.
There's no doubt about it. With Ducks Unlimited here, that's why we talk waterfowl 24/7, just about 12 months a year. Are you going to get over here sometime, Joe? You got some plans to? Have you been to DU? Have you come in and dropped in? Or you? We'd love to get you over in studio sometime if you plan to come over sometime.
Yeah. I've been at the DU headquarters twice at different times throughout my career. Once in '99, I think, and then again here last year. I was up here for a meeting. But I've been to West Tennessee. I took a couple of day tour, I guess 2 different times with our agency folks.
Yes.
Looking at some of the wetlands that we manage, just trying to get my feet wet in Tennessee wetlands, if you will. And there's some beautiful property, and I tell you, we have some sharp guys that work for the agency. Based on my initial observations, these guys know their property, they know what they need to do out there, and I'm excited to work with them.
Well, I tell you what, when you work with Daryl Radijak, who is one of our favorite guys here, and we have Daryl on many times, and he will probably tell you that we will pester you. We will want you on this show as many times as we can, because of how important waterfowl is to this area, because we deal with Mississippi, Arkansas, and Tennessee. And, of course, this is the bread and butter area. Joe Benedict, thank you for being on Outdoors with Larry Rea this Saturday morning. And the bad thing about this for you, Joe, is I have your cell phone now, okay? So we'll track you down if we need you, okay, buddy?
Call me anytime you need to.
All right, thank you for being with us, and we'll look forward to meeting you, okay?
Yes, sir. Have a great morning.
Have a great day. Thank you. All right, Joe Benedict. And I know, Michael, didn't take you long to realize when you came to Memphis, waterfowl is important.
Very important.
And you guys have pretty important things. You got a lot of things going on right now too out there. Tell us. I know this next weekend
we've got the few seminars going on, and it's
that's next weekend. That's next
April 25th.
Yes,
is when it kicks off on that Friday night. We got an event going on. Set your sights going on. We'll have some seminars and some giveaways. Talk about concealed carry in the great South down here. We'll have some gun carry maintenance and storage on Friday night. And then Saturday and Sunday we'll have some seminars on gun and accessories for your modern sporting rifle project. Again, another discussion of laws and permits and equipment, carry and conceal. Some more maintenance and storage seminars. And throughout all these seminars, you're eligible to win a $25 gift card during the seminar. And we'll have some giveaways. And the big thing we'll have is you can register for a chance to win a Savage 64 Camo 22 long rifle.
That's a pretty cool looking gun too, right there.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you're going to be giving away one of those at the store?
We'll give away two winners at every store.
At every store?
Yes,
wow.
So
okay.
And just got to come in and sign up for it, and you don't need to be present to win. We'll give you a call.
All right. You hear that? We'll talk more with Michael as we close out today's show, but that's next weekend at Bass Pro Shops over at Sycamore View and the interstate over there, and one of my favorite places to go. So we'll be talking to Michael Alvarado. All right, let's take a break, come back, and we're about ready to wrap this thing up and get Ben Hogan out of here, and so we'll close it out and say go Grizz as we come back on Outdoors with Larry Rea on Sports 790.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Rea. What kind of legacy will we leave when our days upon this earth are gone? Some of my fondest memories growing up were the times my dad took me hunting or fishing. Spending time with him outdoors was magic. I'm Don King for your Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, inviting you to enjoy a Tennessee outdoor adventure. Share the experience with someone you love. Whether your passion is hunting, fishing, boating, or wildlife viewing, our state has it all. Visit our website at tnwildlife.org or download our new app for your smartphone or tablet by searching TWRA on the go, and let the legacy of your outdoor adventure begin. Our legacy.
Power. Let that word sink in for a minute. You crave power. You need power. And at Barton Power Sports, we put all that power right in your hands. Barton Power Sports of Arkansas combines the power of 7 brands from 2 locations into one single company, whose sole mission is to make sure you have the ultimate power sports experience. Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki, Victory, and Argo. Each line standing on its own, but backed by the Barton Power Sports commitment to excellent service before, during, and after the sale. Barton Power Sports is open 6 days a week to accommodate your schedule. No hidden dock fees. What you see is what you get. Your deal, done your way. Now that's power. Barton Power Sports, with locations in Jonesboro and West Memphis. Go to bartonpowersports.com. The power of play.
Now back to Outdoors with Larry Rea, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Rea as we close out today's show on this April the 19th. Don't forget you folks out there. I hope you
have a great weekend. The turkey season is rolling on through. It won't be much longer here. Got to get ready for that. It goes through May the 11th. So we'll be talking a lot about that. Michael Alvarado from Bass Pro Shop in the studio with us this morning. Got another big event coming up in May that we'll let Michael tell us about. But we want to close out today's show before we talk to our final guest with our good friend Frank Barton from the Barton Power Sports in West Memphis and Jonesboro. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Larry. Good morning, everybody. Sorry I couldn't make it there this morning. We've just been kind of busy.
You've been kind of busy. You would have liked the last guy I had on talking waterfowl, but what's going on over to Barton Power Sports in West Memphis and Jonesboro? You got all them Kubota tractors I know sitting out there. I went by the other day, man, and what an impressive, my wife said, look at all them tractors Frank's got. Yeah, so
yeah.
Let's sell a few of them, right?
We're been delivering a few Kubota tractors and from Kubota lawnmowers. It's our first spring for handling both those product lines, and, and they've been doing real well for us, and we're pleased. And the people in there have accepted us, and they understand that the Barton family knows tractors.
That's for sure.
And so we've been very fortunate. Of course, on the and that's in the equipment side. We got those two buildings out there. We got Barton Power Sports and Barton Equipment. The equipment company is the building there on the west. They got with Hustler and Exmark, Kubota, and Steel stuff. And then that's the work side.
That's the work side.
The work building.
And the play side is the play side.
The other building, the fun side, where the Power Sports building, we've been moving a fair amount of Polaris products. It's been a pretty decent spring. Of course, we got the brand new Ace.
Yes.
The single seat.
I love that thing.
The single seater with the steering wheel. And as they say, you don't need to have two to have fun. Or sometimes fun can be had by one.
That's right.
But it's a great new product that we haven't been able to get too many of them because they've been such high demand. I've got one sitting on the floor right now.
Okay, just one. Okay,
I just got one.
All right, but you can get another one if somebody wants another one. You can put it on. Yeah, you can. And tell them what your hours over today.
Today we're here from we open up at 8, and of course we're over here right now getting ready for a busy Saturday.
Yes.
8 to 5 today, 8 to 6 Monday through Friday, and 8 to 5 on Saturdays, and that's the same not only at the West Memphis store but also the Jonesboro store.
And tell them where you're located, Frank.
You love to hear that.
I love to hear it. Yeah.
In Jonesboro, we are on Highway 63, the main bypass, just west of the Home Depot there on the service road. And in West Memphis, we're right across from the dog track that's sometimes referred to as Southland Park Gaming and Racing.
Okay, Frank Barton. Thank you, buddy, and missed you today, but we'll talk to you next month, okay?
Thank you, Larry. Appreciate it.
All right.
Happy Easter to everybody.
All right. Thanks, Frank Barton. All right. Frank Barton from the Barton Power Sports, one of our show sponsors. There's an event going on today out at Shelby Farms, and I know Michael Alvarado, Bass Pro, is involved in this like you are so many things. Let me thank you guys for helping out. I know that my rodeo is coming up coming up in June the 7th at Johnson Road Lake, and David and Michael and all the good folks, Eric and all of them help with the rodeos, but you guys are involved in this one. It's called the Shelby Farms Fishing Rodeo, and we have Natalie Wilson on with us. She's the manager of events and programs for the Shelby Farms Park Conservation. Conservancy. I can't even say the word this morning. It's been too long a morning.
Yes, it has.
Won't you say it for me?
Conservations?
How's that? We'll let Natalie call it. Good morning, Natalie.
Good morning. How are you?
We're having trouble with words here. We close out today's show. But tell us what's going on out at Jones Lake at Shelby Farms this morning.
Absolutely. We are excited for a full day of fun here at Shelby Farms Park. It's the Down to Earth Festival. It is all day long. We're going to have just event after event going on, from music to craft vendors, over 200, to the Earth Day Junior Fishing Rodeo, which is at our Jones Pond by the Shelby Farms Visitor Center, and it kicks off at 10 a.m. until 4 p.m.
Got 6 hours of fishing for these kids.
Absolutely, and a ton of fish to catch.
And now, is this open to kids? Is it
yes, it's for kids. It's for kids ages 4 to 16.
4 to 16, okay.
Yes.
Okay, and they start fishing at 10 a.m., and I know our good friend Peanut Kwan from Peanut Craft Lures is hosting this. So tell our listeners out there, you got plenty of time if you want to head on out to Shelby Farms this morning. How do they get registered? What time how does it work?
Down to Earth Festival starts at 10 a.m. and so does the Earth Day Junior Fishing Rodeo. All of the events in the festival start at 10. So just come on out to the come off Walnut Grove into Farm Road and come up to the Shelby Farms Visitor Center. And Jones Pond is a small pond right across from Patriot Lake.
Oh, I know where that is.
Get going, yeah.
Yeah, I know. And you got some fish in there?
We absolutely do. We have catfish.
You got
it's gonna
catfish.
be a great day.
A catfish. So how much does it cost?
It's $8 a child.
$8 a child, and you got some prizes too, don't you? Because Michael's Alvarado from Bass Pro Shops. They sent you out there, a couple of rods and reels, something like that?
He sent us several, yeah, and lure packs. I mean, we're just so excited by the support of Bass Pro and Peanut Craft Lures who have really made this event possible.
All right, folks out there, you got time. It's going to be a beautiful day. We're through with all this frost and everything. Head out to Shelby Farms today for the Down to Earth Festival, the Earth Day Fishing Rodeo, right there to Jones Lake, right next to, pretty close to Patriot Lake, which right now is 85 acres, but someday will be 488,000 acres. I think they're expanding. I'm stretching it a bit. But
absolutely. It's right now, actually, Larry, right now it's 55 acres, and we're actually going to 88 acres.
That's what it is, going from 55. Well, I've walked it before it ever had water in it, so I know how big it is and everything. Hey, Natalie, thank you. And again, 10 a.m. today at Shelby Farms. Head on out there, not only the Down to Earth Festival, but here, take a kid out there, ages 4 to 16, $8, and go out there and win some prize. Thank you, Natalie. Have a great day, okay?
Thank you.
All right, we'll talk to you later. Thank you. All right.
Bye-bye.
Natalie Wilson from another one of the Bass Pro Shops helped events. I know you guys get several people ask you each year, 5 or 6 at least, for donations, right?
Oh, absolutely. Quite a few, but it's good. It's a pleasure
you're involved.
to do it.
Yeah, you're involved. And I wanted to get with Michael Alvarado here. You've got another event coming up the first weekend in May also, Michael, don't you?
And we also have today and tomorrow, we have our Easter event going on today, starting at 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Today and tomorrow.
Okay.
Come and get a free photo with the Easter Bunny. We'll have an Easter egg hunt from 2 to 3 today and tomorrow.
Okay.
We have some crafts, a lot of fun things. And then we'll kick off another kids event. We're calling it the Kids Challenge. It'll start May 3rd and 4th from noon to 5. We'll have some casting contests going on, some archery, some knot tying, scavenger hunt, which the kids really enjoy. We put some different items throughout the store, and they have to go around the store to find it. There'll be some free kids crafts. We'll give away some tackle boxes for the kids and some seminars for the kids. So a lot of exciting things for the kids. Give them something to do with the families to come on into Bass Pro Shops and get the whole family involved in the great outdoors.
Well, that's what we stress on Outdoors with Larry Rea, and we appreciate Michael Alvarado being in with us this morning. And we talked a little bit about early in the show about his career as a professional baseball umpire for 11 years and moving to Memphis in 2002, met his wife, and has been at Bass Pro Shops since how long now?
5 years.
5 years.
5 years.
Well, you've got your 5-year anniversary this year?
It was 2 days ago.
2 days ago. Way to go. 5 years ago. Man, it just doesn't seem possible.
It goes by quick.
It does go by quickly and everything like that. And so just think now, you would have been, if you'd have stayed an umpire, you'd probably be in Toledo or Des Moines or maybe any place in the world, right?
That is correct.
With a suitcase in your hand.
Yes, this is much better.
Okay, I got to ask you, Michael, as we close out, and let me quickly, before I ask Michael this, I want to close it. Let me tell you what's on next week's show, because we got a packed show next week. Bill Cooksey and Ron Wong will be in as the co-host. We're also going to have in studio Rick Leslie and Gary Conklin. They're the directors of the 42nd Annual St. Jude Bass Classic. 42 years of that thing. We're going to talk to Bassmaster Elite Rookie and a rod builder, Brandon Lester. We're going to talk to, listen to this, 2012 Bassmaster Classic champion Chris Lane's going to be on next week's show. He recently won the Elite Series tournament on Florida's St. Johns River. He won it by 14-plus pounds. He caught 90 pounds of fish. And then we're going to talk to the pig man himself. Get ready for this now, Ben. This is really something. Brian Pigman Quata. Have you watched the Pigman series?
Not yet. I'm going to have to start now.
Pigman, the series TV show, recently he's formed a partnership with you guys.
Absolutely.
He's going to be doing a lot of promotions for Bass Pro Shops Redhead brand. And we're also going to talk to, listen to this, Ranger Pro Angler Brett Hite. He's off to a hot start in 2014. Already got a couple of tour-level wins and a top 10 finish. And then we're going to talk to John Paul Morris. And you say, who's John Paul Morris? Well, he's going to tell us about the U.S. Bow Fishing Championship, May 2nd through 4th at Table Rock Lake. So he's a bow fisherman. Have you ever watched any of that? You ever been in any guy's bow fish? It is something else to go fishing with a bow and arrow. You know it? You don't get too many chances, you know. You got to get them done like that. But that's all on next week's show, Outdoors with Larry Ray. 90 minutes of the fastest 90 minutes in outdoor radio programming. All right, Michael, I got to ask you now.
All right.
11 years as a professional baseball umpire. Give me a memory. What's your top memory? Did you have any brawls? Did you have to break up any fights? Did you have anybody kick dirt on you? Did you? What's something that stands out in your mind?
Oh, there's so many of them.
There's so many?
There's so many of them. I think the one that always stands out is I'll never forget Miguel Tejada.
Yeah?
We were in Huntsville, Alabama, Double-A baseball, and they said, here's this kid at shortstop. It was the first inning, and they said, here's this kid. He's going to be a top prospect, not a suspect. He'll be in the big leagues here soon. There's a ball hit up the middle, and I'm working first base, and I think it's a base hit. I don't have to do too much. I can just stand here, watch the run around first base. Next, you know, I see in the side of my vision, there's a guy spinning. Here comes a ball flying, and now I have a bang bang play. And that was I think he lasted, another month or two, and he was playing for the Oakland A's up in the big league. So that was just an amazing play. What an amazing athlete. And I think that was what made every day special, that you got to see some amazing athletes perform.
You saw this. Michael didn't just write. He didn't have all this written down. It just came to his mind that Miguel Tejada would be in the big leagues.
Yes, sir.
And see some of those guys. All right. Well, would you rather call the game behind the plate or be a base umpire?
It depends on who was pitching. There's some days you didn't want to be back there. It's going to be a long day, and other days, you know, if you had a Randy Johnson or somebody like that you know was going to throw strikes, you definitely wanted to be behind the plate. And but there's not a lot of Randy Johnsons as we've seen still today.
No, there's not. So your favorite Major League Baseball player?
Be Ken Griffey Jr., Seattle Mariners.
I figured that's what you'd say. Yeah, I mean, you grew up like that, you know.
Absolutely, and his dad also.
Yeah, his dad was one of my favorite players,
Yep.
which that ages me. So I know that when I think that these juniors are out there and everything like that. Well, Michael, thank you for taking time to be with us on Outdoors with Larry Ray. And folks, drop by the store. They're friendly folks out there at Bass Pro Shops. And as soon as you walk in the door, you know that you're home. And I don't know what's going to happen in December when the one opens downtown, but I think that there's a lot of memories been made at the one at Sycamore View and Interstate, and it's been around a while, and I like it.
I love it. So.
It just feels like home when you walk in there, and but I'm waiting for the other one to open. It's going to be fun.
I think so.
It's going to be really exciting to do that and everything. But anyway. Thank you, Michael, for being with us and everything. And you store hours on Saturday. What time y'all open?
9 a.m. to 10 p.m.
9 a.m. to 10 p.m. You see Michael running around in there someplace. If you can find him in all the store and everything and all the specials and things along that line. Again, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Larry.
Ben Hogan, thank you for being with me. Couldn't do it without Ben Hogan. And the wedding date is when now? June the 14th. Oh, it's getting closer. It's getting closer and closer for Ben. We're marking the days. You're going to have a calendar here someplace, does he? Do that. And I don't see that anywhere around here, though. No, he's marking the days off. Thank you, Ben. All right, next week's show. Again, Ron Wong, Bill Cooksey. Ron's up at the Jim Duckworth Big Media Week this past week. He was up there fishing with Jim Duckworth. Going to have a lot of videos on lroutdoors.com. Go to lroutdoors.com. found out all of the information, see all of Ron Wong's videos. And then next weekend, after the show, I'll be taking off for Dale Hollow Lake for the Tennessee Outdoor Writers Conference. Looking forward to that. This is Larry Ray reminding you, I do each and every week, that it doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport. And God bless the USA.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
TBD Mornings with Tiki, Brandon, and Dana, home of the St. Louis Cardinals and University of Tennessee Volunteers. This is the legendary WMC Memphis. CBS Sports Radio for the Mid-South, CBS Sports 790 AM.